Live from the studios of NBC 12 and ABC 25, this is Good Morning Jacksonville at 5:30.
Your first big story at 5:30, a power outage is going to create a big snag in your commute. A crash knocked out power at Southside and Bay Meadows. Crews think that power could be out for another 15 hours or so. Your second big story, we're keeping a close eye on the tropics this morning and on the system called Invest 99L. It could strengthen this weekend, and Lindsay Boach will have more on that storm in just a minute. Your third big story, it is almost game day at Everbank Field as the Jags host their third preseason game of the year against the Bengals on Sunday. Our Lewis Turner and Curtis Dvorak are out there at Everbank Field this morning getting you ready for that matchup. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
To you.
Good morning, everybody.
Hey, Everbank is going to be live.
Yes.
Going to be live. So many changes, so many things happening. Jags going to be fantastic this year.
Absolutely.
Gonna go ahead and be fired up for that. Listen to me.
Championship.
I mean, just go ahead and call it. Curtis, I'm going to give you an opportunity to do some solo anchoring for a minute before we go inside. I want you, because I'm going to go
run the 100.
So go ahead. No, I'm going to grab this over here, but I want you to stay right there. Anchor GMJ for a minute because you're doing a great job.
We are here, right here in Everbank Field.
That's
we're
enough.
talking about Sunday night football.
You did fine. I want you to see this. We're going to talk about this all morning long as well. Curtis,
I'm still here.
This is a game-worn Blake Bortles jersey.
Yes.
And it has a signature on it too.
It's a signature.
And we're going to be auctioning
it off on our website. All for a good cause too.
Yeah. And that's fantastic stuff. So you go check that out. We'll talk about it all morning long. Let's go inside. We've got some serious weather to track this morning as well.
Keeping an eye on it.
And Lindsay Boach watching for us. Hey, Lindsay.
Hey, good morning, Lewis. Good morning, Curtis. And good morning to all of you out there at 5:31. Keeping an eye on Gaston, still very far away from us, not making an impact on us locally, but just want to keep touching on that just in case you keep hearing of what was Hurricane Gaston, now Tropical Storm Gaston, and then expected to become a hurricane again as we head into Saturday. And I can't get that Beauty and the Beast song out of my head every time I say that name. This is the system that we are keeping a very close eye on. This is Invest 99L. Locally, impacts to us will be next week in terms of showers, thunderstorm potential, and maybe even some severe weather with that as well. Not expected to hit us directly by any means, but most of the models have it continuing to push to the west, and then some are curving up to the northwest a little bit sharper. Some of them are just continuing to push to the west-northwest. So we'll be tracking this for you as we head over the next few days. Let's go to meteorologist Lauren Rautenkranz for a check your local forecast. Hey, Lauren.
Hey, Lindsay. Good morning to everyone. Happy Friday to you. We're starting off our morning commute with nice quiet conditions, although as you were waking up, if you were up as early as us morning people, about 2, 3 o'clock, we were seeing some downpours push in off of Atlantic Beach, but now they have since quieted down. Now more showers are expected throughout the afternoon hours, and as we head into the afternoon hours, they will move inland towards Lake City down to Gainesville and even possibly up into Georgia and Valdosta. So tonight things going to quiet down though rather quickly, and those rain chances actually subsiding as we head into our Saturday with the occasional shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon. Of course, it is summertime, but temperature wise as you walk out the door this morning, 73 at Jacksonville International Airport. We're at 77 in Craig, and on the coast in St. Augustine, 81 degrees. Now, as we head into the next several weeks, of course, those days getting shorter with those sunsets. It sets tonight right around 8 o'clock, and then 6 weeks from now, about 7 o'clock in the evening. Now, a bit of a traffic headache this morning. We're going to toss things out live to Monica Garcia out near Bay Meadows. Good morning.
Good morning, Lauren. Well, if your morning commute takes you through this intersection here at Bay Meadow Roads and Southside Boulevard, you might want to give yourself some extra time this morning. That's because, as you can see, traffic lights are down and they're not supposed to be restored until sometime tonight. As you can see, we have JSO out here. They're directing traffic. Not a lot of congestion yet, but you can bet by 7:30, 8 o'clock this morning when things start picking up, there's going to be a backup. So just plan ahead. Now, JSO says the lights were knocked out after a driver of an SUV lost control of their vehicle and ran into the electrical box. That happened at 1 o'clock this morning. No word on that driver's condition, but we do know that they were transported to the hospital. So again, we do have a JSO out here directing traffic, crews working to restore it, but again, they don't say it's not going to be back up until sometime tonight. For more information about how to just get around all this mess, let's go ahead and send it over to Katie Jeffries in the ViStar Traffic Center Credit Union.
Thank you so much. All right, so let's talk about exactly where this is, where Monica is right now, where all this is happening. Bay Meadows and Southside, a very big intersection there, a very heavily traveled intersection. So those traffic lights are out completely, and as you saw, they're having to hand direct the traffic. If you want to avoid this altogether, because it is going to be very congested, traveling northbound or southbound, you could take Western Way, or you could just jump on I-95. If you're trying to go eastbound or westbound, straight through, JTB is probably going to be your quicker route through that area. I know those are long detours, but there's really not a lot of good ways to get around this unless you try and cut through neighborhoods, which can sometimes be difficult. So give yourself extra time, avoid this area, or just plan in a lot of extra time this morning to deal with that congestion. Continuing on in your news of the morning, a quick health update for you. Duval County is now seeing its first case of West Nile virus in a human. Now, it's the first case in Florida this year. The health department issued a mosquito-borne illness advisory, which is similar to the Zika one that we have already seen this year. The advisory says people should make sure there's no standing water around their home and always wear insect repellent with DEET to keep the bugs away. This morning, the Clay County Sheriff's Office is asking for more volunteers to come help look for 79-year-old Hal Worth. He was missing near the Jennings State Forest on Monday, and more than 100 people have covered 1,000 acres looking for him. Volunteers can check in with deputies at the forest at 9 o'clock this morning, then again at noon. The current state attorney may have quite a bit of catching up to do before Tuesday's primary. A new UNF Times Union poll says that state attorney Angela Corey is 32 points behind competitor Melissa Nelson. Wes White got 7% support in that poll, and 21% say they still are not sure who they are going to vote for. This weekend, families living in Jacksonville's Brooklyn neighborhood have a new place to work out and a new place to play. The YMCA opens its brand new building in Riverside tomorrow, and Shelby Danielson joins us live with a closer look at that beautiful new facility. Morning, Shelby.
Hey there, good morning. This aquatic center is amazing. 2 different pools, 2 different temperatures. This one over here that you're looking at is a little warmer, and then you have this one over here with extra lanes. Now, if you look at the bottom of your screen, we're going to be popping up some different facts that you can know going into this new year with this new YMCA, and I'm also joined with Cindy Party with the Winston YMCA, and you know, we talked about the different pools, but what else is different compared to the last Y?
Well, besides the 2 pools, actually the 2 pools allow us to have so many more lessons. It allows our lap swimmers to swim all day long and our children to have lessons all day long.
And so we were talking earlier about like a mom and child class or things like that.
Yeah, we have parent-child classes. We have them on Saturday mornings, and moms and dads both come. We get children 6 months old to 3 years old, and they're just learning the basics, rote memory through songs and play.
I love it. Thank you so much, Cindy. We're going to be talking to her throughout the morning. And I also love this. See up here, there's some exercise equipment, and there's that big window. Obviously, they have a lot of swimming lessons down here, so mom or dad could be watching down while the kids are swimming. You see a coach is already working with some swimmers over there. The official opening, though, of course, is tomorrow at 7 a.m., and this new YMCA comes after the old one was there since the 1950s. We're going to be showing you different parts throughout the morning, and eventually we're going to be showing you inside that basketball court, which looks great. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Shelby. Looks beautiful there. Coming up next, we are heading back out to Everbank Field this morning, preparing for the preseason game this weekend. Annie Tinker joins us next to teach us how to train like a Jaguar.
5:40 is your time on this Friday morning, and a very good Friday morning too. I'm Lindsay Boach, taking a look at the tropics. So we've been watching Invest 99L for the past several days now. Still locally, we probably won't see any of those impacts until we head into next week. Spaghetti plots still not in alignment on what is actually going to happen, where this system is actually going to go. A few of them have it curving up toward the Panhandle, and then some of them have it going a little bit farther to the west. But locally here, as we head into next week, impacts will definitely be a chance for some pretty good downpours, which means that we could have some localized flooding in some spots. Gusty winds definitely possible, and even into this weekend, we've been seeing the chance. We actually do have high risk for rip currents out toward the beaches, so please be very careful of that. To find out if you can go to the beach this weekend, let's go to meteorologist Lauren Rautencrantz. She's got a check of your forecast. Hey, Lauren.
Hey, Lindsay. Good morning to everyone. You know what? We are still seeing that high risk for rip currents as we head into this weekend, but we aren't going to see those tropical showers and thunderstorms just yet. A coastal shower possible today, though, with a high temperature of 90 degrees across the area. And as we head into the afternoon hours, those showers spreading inland throughout the day. Now tonight, if you have plans for your Friday evening, things are going to be mild, 76 degrees, partly cloudy, breezy at times, and the sun sets at 7:56. Fast forward to Sunday. We've got that big Jags game here at home at Everbank Stadium, and breezy and warm, a few showers possible. But that sun does set, Katie, by then at 7:53, so it'll be dark with those lights on out there.
Good to see. Thank you, Lauren. We are in the VyStar Credit Union Traffic Center. Let's talk about 95 real quick. 95 looks pretty nice, northbound and southbound at this point, coming out of St. Johns County. Not seeing any problems there along 95 northbound. The big issue that we're seeing, and it's going to be an issue throughout the day, is at Southside and Bay Meadows, that large intersection there. This is a look at JSO. They're having to hand direct the traffic because of a crash that knocked out the electrical blocks in that area. So while JEA is working on it, JSO is having to hand direct the traffic, and that is going to cause extreme backup in the area. If you want to avoid it altogether, there's always I-95 to travel northbound or southbound, or JTB. I know that's a long detour, but honestly, with the kind of congestion you might see by 7:15, taking one of these longer detour routes actually might be faster, but we'll keep you updated throughout the morning. So let's get out now to Everbank Field with more from Lewis and Curtis. They've got Annie Tinker with them.
Annie Tinker with us. You're right, exactly. We're in the south end zone of Everbank. Of course, Sunday night, the big night, got some real tackle football happening, at least as real as it's going to get until September 11 when we take on the Packers, right?
Yeah.
So, but Annie Tinker, as we mentioned here, you do some great training around Jacksonville, mamas who just had babies. I know you do some wonderful training. And then, oh, by the way, you're married to Carson Tinker, long snapper for the Jags, so NFL wife as well. That's really cool. Can you put Curtis through the paces a little bit of what kind of stuff Carson's doing at the house, how he stays fresh, you know, during the offseason, keeps that bod so lean?
Of course I can. So Carson typically wakes up with like a big breakfast, and then he does like
that's
5 to 20 burpees, some squats, and just jumping lunges, like get warmed up for the day.
Can you tell us about his breakfast, though? What's kind of a big breakfast? You said for an NFL player. I mean, a big breakfast for me is like couple eggs and some bacon, but for him I bet it's a little different.
So we do like 6 eggs, oatmeal with berries, and a smoothie typically.
All right. Ready to rock. Now, okay, so Curtis, what do you want to start Curtis off with? He's already done some warm-ups. He's
got a little
shoes
stretching,
laced.
We got a little music.
Some burpees.
I hate burpees.
Can you execute one of those for me? I've seen Shelby Danielson do a burpee for me once.
Perfect. 5. That's 2. 3.
Oh, you know what? There's no way Carson does this.
Of course he does.
I know Carson.
Yes. One more.
I know Carson. And by the way, Carson, if you're watching, I still owe you for Windsor Park.
Just keep going.
Is that 6? There's
no
no way Carson does this. There's no way Carson does this.
So what was next?
Right,
he's a long snapper, people.
Some full booty to the ground squat.
He does those because he has a big booty with that snap.
For heaven's sakes. And here's the wonderful thing. Curtis is talking all this smack about his dear friend Carson Tinker, but he will be here. So he will get to say this to his face here in the 6:30
I will say to his face, and then I'll run because I know he can't catch me.
Jeez, man.
I love Carson. He's my boy. We play golf together. He's a good dude.
Will throw you. He could snap you.
That's one thing I wanted to. You've known him obviously longer than all of us.
Yeah, pretty long time.
Talk about from getting into the NFL till now. He's put on a lot of muscle and weight.
He's really leaned out and kind of changed his body composition from college to the NFL, which has been so cool to see with nutrition and working out and everything. So
well, he's got you.
It's been awesome. Yeah, right?
He's got you.
A professional trainer living at the house. That is built-in off-season prep. Annie, thank you so much. She's not going anywhere.
Appreciate it, Annie.
Also, Carson's going to be with us as well. Show us how to snap that football. We're back right after this.
Where are the eggs?
Get him 6 eggs now. Stat.
A strong warning from a U.S. Navy ship in the Persian Gulf. The Pentagon announced the crew on the USS Tempest fired warning shots at a small Iranian boat after it got within 200 yards. The American ship actually had to change its course to avoid a collision before it fired those shots, and then the boats went away. More fallout for Ryan Lochte after his robbery scandal in Rio. Now, police in Brazil have charged him with filing a false report related to the vandalism incident at that gas station. The indictment will be sent to the International Olympic Committee's ethics group. SpaceX is set to make a splash in the Pacific Ocean today. Its Dragon spacecraft will detach from the International Space Station today after taking tools, hardware, and supplies right on up there to the space station. A cooking ingredient that is always sold out and never on sale is back on the shelves. Money Man Matt Granite has these savings by your requests.
Happy Frugal Food Friday. Liquid Gold, the deal that drops 3 times per year where every time it sells out and I get death threats. Before I show you the price, TV's Dr. Derek explains why this is the best oil in the world.
Matt, you know how I feel about macadamia nut oil? It's the finest oil you will ever use. It will improve the quality of your health. It's the new olive oil. It's olive oil, but even better for your body and your heart, skin, hair, and nails. Chefs love it too. Holds up to super high 515 degrees of heat. Tastes like butter. Never on sale. Super hard to get. Get your hands on it today.
And you can. This is the #1 authentic brand. I have found it again. It's better than any of those budget ones. No company is paying us to say nice things about them, but I will tell you, at under 26 bucks, you can bet I am going to buy this with free delivery on our website, firstcoastnews.com. Happy cooking, happy savings. I'm Matt Granite for First Coast News.
Never even heard of macadamia nut oil. Thank you very much, Matt. 5:50 is your time. I'm Lindsay Boach taking a look at your forecast. We're still continuing to keep a close eye on the tropics. Invest 99L, a disorganized system of thunderstorms still being ripped apart. Wind speeds right now 30 miles per hour. We look for 39 miles per hour generally as it heads into tropical storm status. However, this system did have those winds, but they couldn't find a strong enough center as the hurricane hunters investigated this yesterday. As we head into Saturday, though, this is the projected path. This is what some of the models are saying about to hear on Sunday. One model has it hitting the southern portion of Florida. And then once we get into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, things get a little bit more dicey, a little bit more confusing as to where this could go. So we'll keep a very close eye on this as we head through the weekend. We'll talk about local impacts in the next half hour, but make sure you download the First Coast News app on your smartphone and tablets, and you can have an update in palm of your hand wherever you go. Let's go to Lauren Rautenkranz. She's our newest meteorologist here with First Coast News. She's got to check your local forecast. Hey, Lauren.
Hey, thanks for the warm welcome, Lindsay. You know what? Today we're seeing a couple coastal showers early this morning, but they are going to spread inland throughout the afternoon hours. So if you have anything to do on your Friday afternoon, keep an eye to the skies, and also, of course, download that First Coast News weather app because it comes in handy with that interactive radar if you are going to be out and about. So look at this by about 1 o'clock this afternoon. Those green splotches on our radar push inland near Putnam County, Alachua County, and then also eventually farther out towards the west coast. Now we're looking at the traffic here in the ViStar Credit Union Traffic Center with Katie Jeffries.
Thanks so much, Lauren, and welcome to First Coast News. Let's take a look here at I-10 near Lane. Looks fantastic on the eastbound side. Your traffic is picking up, but they're traveling without any problems. So from Baldwin all the way towards downtown, it's only about 15 minutes. The issue that we are going to see throughout the day is at Southside and Bay Meadows. Now, the traffic lights there are out, completely out. So JSO having to hand direct traffic through that area. This is a live look here at that intersection. That means there's going to be extreme congestion. There are a lot of people that use this intersection, especially during the morning rush hour, so that's going to be very slow. Consider an alternate route. You've got JTB that you could use instead of Bay Meadows, or I-95 potentially instead of Southside. I know those are kind of long detour routes, but in the end it might actually save you a little time to just avoid this altogether. We'll be right back after the break with a live look at Everbank Field.
Good morning, Jacksonville, and welcome to Everbank Field. Yes, that's right. We are actually on the field. I'm actually standing on the field.
South end zone, baby.
South end zone. This is the brand new tunnel. This is the South end zone tunnel. This is the prow. The players will come out of this intro every game. A lot of new stuff. And the game is Sunday night, 8 o'clock on NBC 12, right here, our station. But we've got all the coverage for you.
Pre-game special, 6 o'clock that night on NBC 12 as well. The whole sports team going to be a big part of that. And also, the newest member of our sports team, Brian Shinaki, has a look at what we need to watch out for during the game on Sunday against the Bengals.
The Jags were back on the practice field getting set for their primetime matchup Sunday night with the Bengals. The Big Cats prepping for the orange and black. Now, what's unique about this weekend's game? The Jags, who don't get much national attention, will be under the lights Sunday Night Football on NBC. For some guys, it'll be their first time playing on the big stage.
It's going to be really fun. You know, as a kid, you always watch those games every Sunday, trying to stay up late, sneak and stay up late, you know, past your bedtime and watch those games. So now I'm actually playing in it, which is amazing. So it's a really good feeling.
Oh, it should be exciting. You know, it should be really exciting. You know, I mean, I haven't played a Sunday night game yet in my career, you know. So, I mean, I think it'd be fun, you know, going out there against a good team. So it should be fun for us.
Hard to believe Allen Robinson hasn't played on Sunday Night Football yet. First Coast News is your home for the Jags game this week, and our special coverage starts Sunday at 6 with an hour-long season preview featuring behind-the-scenes stories to help you get to know the guys better. Then NBC Sunday Night Football kicks off at 8 p.m. After the game, our sports team will have a special hour-long post-game special. That's your look at sports. Have a great day.
That was Brian Shinaki reporting. Thank you, Brian. And Carson Tinker here with us now.
He wasn't watching. You weren't watching earlier, were you?
Oh, we're on the news right now?
Yeah.
Literally live on.
You weren't watching the segment earlier with your wife,
no,
right?
Were you throwing a medicine ball in there?
That was not me.
That wasn't you.
I had to like open the gate though. It was like this.
That's what it is. That's his primal sort of workout. It's opening gates, it's cutting wood.
Way.
Carson Tinker, long snapper, and coming up in the next set, we're going to have him snap the ball and see if you can catch it because he throws about 100 miles an hour.
All right. Yeah. Challenge accepted. I accepted your challenge at TPC. Hole in one, got $100 from you. Well, I'd gladly take more of your cash money.
This time we're gonna have him knock a hat off your head like he did to me one time.
We'll just catch it right here, size 5, baby. All right, Curtis Tinker joining us. We got Annie Tinker, his wife, here as well, training us like Jags train, at least Curtis. We got so much more. Remember, Jags, Bengals, Sunday Night Football.
Yeah.
8 o'clock.
Right here on the field where we are.
We're right back.